Hello and welcome to another episode of Women Locked Up Before and After. We're going to be talking about a sensitive subject right now. Of course, all the prison channels and people who watch all the prison channels all know that there are a lot of strikes going on right now in all these prisons due to lack of pay on their job sites and everything, and lack of just pretty much everything. Medical, you name it. There's so many things that they're protesting about and everything. And you also have, which what I'm wanting to cover the most, is these deaths that have been happening in Mississippi. I live here in Mississippi myself. I live in Corinth, Mississippi, which is northeast Mississippi. I'm pretty much close to Tennessee and close to Alabama. But I was at CMCF, and that's one of the prisons that some of these deaths have happened at. So that's why I'm wanting to cover this story. So, anyway, please hear me out. This right here came from sunherald.com, which is the paper. Well, New York Times covered it also, so it's pretty big. But the title is, "As Mississippi Inmates Deaths Climb, Prisoners Are Going on Strike Nationwide." The inmates at North Carolina's Hyde Correctional Institution hung 3 banners from the prison fence last week as supporters gathered outside. One sign asked for better food. Another requested parole. The third said, in solidarity. The protest came in support of a nationwide prisoner strike to call attention to the low inmate wages, decrepit facilities, and harsh sentences that organizers say plague prison populations across the country. Though it is unclear how widespread such demonstrations have been, activists said they had shown a new ability to reach inmates across state lines at a time when prison unrest and in custody deaths are frequently in the news. Prisoners aren't oblivious to their reality, said Paul Wright, executive director of the Human Rights Defense Center, a longtime critic of prison conditions. They see people dying around them. They see financial exploitation. They see the injustice. Inmate protests have happened for generations, but it is only in the past few years that organizers have had success coordinating from penitentiary to penitentiary and state to state. In 2010, Georgia inmates used contraband cell phones to coordinate protests across at least 6 prisons. And in 2016, prisoners in several states stopped reporting for work to protest their wages. Much of the recent activism has focused on inmate pay, which can range from nothing at all in states like South Carolina and Texas to, at best, a few dollars for a day of hard labor in other places. Prisoners frequently refer to it as slave labor, and organizers of this year's strike have called for inmates to be paid the prevailing wage for the cleaning, cooking, and other work they perform behind bars. People are starting to realize how disgusting it is how human beings can be paid pennies. The current pay leaves many prisoners struggling to afford phone calls to family members or toothpaste and deodorant from the commissary. Even after years of hard work inside, they frequently have little or nothing saved to help with rent or other necessities when they are released. If they were being paid even something less than minimum wage, but some reasonable amount of money, they could get out and have at least a little bit of money to get started again. I totally agree with that. A senior lecturer at the University of Texas at Austin, who once served as a court-appointed monitor of the state prison system, Sawari said inmates in several states plan to participate in the strike, which started last week and scheduled to run through September 9th. Wow. And I didn't know it was going to last that long. In addition to increased pay and better living conditions, strikers were calling for changes to sentencing laws and expanded access to rehabilitation and educational opportunities for inmates, among other requests. Sawari's group has suggested that inmates could stop reporting for work, stop eating, or perform subtler protests, such as no longer buying supplies from the prison commissary. She said word of the protest has spread through the news media, word of mouth, and outreach to different prisons. Prisoners have heard on the radio they've seen on TV, whose group also had supported demonstrations in recent days outside of prisons. We know that this is widespread. We just don't know what specific actions and what specific prisoners. Prison officials, first of all, it ain't certain prisoners, it's all of them. They're standing up for their rights. And literally, all of these prison channels, me, Lockdown 23-1, Beyond Lockdown, Prison Life, Bounce Back, what's the other one? After Prison Show, and the other one, I can't remember. It's got Big Herc. I can't remember all these names, but I'm the only female one in all that, and I'm not trying to compete by no means, but it's just, I feel like I'm the little person out there, but I'm still the same as them, and I'm still going to put content out for men or women. It doesn't matter. Actually, the majority of the people that watch me are men. But stop talking about that right now and talk about these deaths. These deaths that have happened, I'm going to go to the newest one, because the newest one actually says 11th Mississippi inmate dies in August. Right there. And it was posted August 27th, 2018 at 7:18 a.m. You see that, okay? In Jackson, Mississippi, an 11th inmate has died in the Mississippi prison system this month. Rankin County Coroner David Ruth told news outlets that 33-year-old Nicole Rathman died August 23rd at Merritt Health Central. Ruth said she was taken from the Central Mississippi Correctional Facility, where I was at. She was taken to the hospital a couple days before she died. An autopsy is needed to determine the cause, she said. Rathman was serving a 10-year sentence from Rankin County for selling methamphetamine. 10 years for selling methamphetamine. And these charges that people get, we've talked about this over and over again, not just me, the other prison channels. It's ridiculous that the sentences that these people get, aside from the ones that who kill people, literally have murdered people and stuff, and they get those people get lighter sentences. Than, it's just crazy. 11 inmates who have died this month range in age from 24 to 78. And I do know that they have been talking about how the inmates that have died are all supposedly, after they've done their autopsy, have been diagnosed, or not diagnosed, but been put down as their cause of death was natural causes. Something's not right with this. This is the 11th person in this month, and this month's not even over yet. It's almost, but not yet. And when this was posted, was the 27th, saying the 11th one passed away. The 11th one was from, they was doing their time, 10-year sentence from CMCF. The deaths were logged at South Mississippi Correctional Institution, the state penitentiary at Parchman, and Wilkinson County Correctional Facility. So these are all 3 prisons here in Mississippi that 11 people died. I just want to say a quick few words on this whole situation. It's really a hard thing to register, if you want to say, or whatever, these things that are happening. And I mean, we've all been talking about the really bad thing that's been going on in the prison system anyway, with the medical, the way they've been treating the inmates and everything else. So I mean, it's just getting worse and worse. No matter what happens, it's going to keep getting worse. I mean, they can do all the protests and all that they want, and they can do all the strikes they want. What's bad is that here in Mississippi, I don't know about the other 2, but in the CMCF, where the last woman that died was at, and where I was in the prison at, that place ain't nowhere to do no protesting or strikes or whatever, because all that's going to do there is make them more mad, and they're not going to get anything out of it. It's actually going to cause probably more deaths, and I hate to say that, but that's the truth. I mean, that's a really bad place to be, and I don't wish that place on nobody. I really don't. And for Rebecca, she's one of my subscribers, I really hope that your boyfriend is okay and everything, and I hope that everything's going to go right with him. I know you're going to do good, but I just want to say that I really appreciate everybody still sticking by my side and understanding things that I have been going through here lately, and just not giving up on me. Thank y'all so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please comment below for more suggestions or whatever, because I need some more ideas. But yes, please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and peace and love y'all. Bye.